Do you ever find yourself procrastinating? There's a long list of things you want to do, or there's things that you just have to get done, and you just find all kinds of reasons and excuses not to do them? Well, I have the perfect person here with me today who's going to help you end procrastinating for good so that you can fully step into your creative genius. So I'm here today with my good friend, Sam Bennett, who I'm so excited to share with you because she has so much awesome information. And she just released her new book, Get It Done, which is endorsed by the one and only Seth Godin. I just have to read you this endorsement because it's just so awesome and I'm so proud of you. An instant classic, essential reading for anyone who wants to make a ruckus. And I know all of y'all out there want to make a ruckus. Right. Sam's made a lot of them, the good ruckuses, of course. She is the president and founder of the Organized Artist Company. She helps people get unstuck, basically. And we need help getting unstuck, right?
We do, especially creative people. You know, you get a great idea and like it's there, you know, it's full, it's complete, it's rich, there's sequels and theme parks and an international grassroots movement and stuff, but the vision is often so big that you immediately get paralyzed. You get overwhelmed, you're not sure where to start.
So when you're in that paralyzed feeling, because I know that stops so many, and then they just go back to going through the motions and doing the things that they know how to do.
Yeah.
But that vision never really goes away.
Well, that's it. And this is an important thing to remember about procrastination, is that it's really your genius in disguise. It's that genius idea sort of tugging on your sleeve going, hey, didn't you want to, make that screenplay? Hey, didn't you want to do that? Clear out that spare room? Hey, didn't you want to? And it's a great idea. The fact that you're feeling bad about not having moved forward on it is actually great news.
It is, okay, because it's feedback going, there's something here.
It has to do with the strength of your desire. Because you've had a million other ideas, right? Come, gone.
Right.
The fact that this one is still sort of hanging around and that you feel bad about it, that's a great sign.
Okay, so what's the first step?
The first step is to get over the idea that you don't know how. Because that's what I hear all the time. Like, I want to do that, but I don't know how. Well, of course you don't know how. How would you know how? If you knew how, you would have done it already. So you don't have to be smart, you just have to get curious.
I love that word curious, because little kids are curious, which is why they're great learners.
Exactly, so just start experimenting. Like, the how is part of the invitation, right? So 15 minutes a day. This is my challenge.
Yes.
You ready?
This is what, okay, wait, hold, let me just interrupt you for a second, because what basically Sam is saying is that in 15 minutes a day, you can move from procrastination to creative genius. Just 15 minutes a day. You spend more time on Facebook than that. So, but 15 minutes, really?
Really.
Okay.
I'm telling you, my clients and customers and students who employ this strategy see amazing, nearly miraculous results. And my clients and students who do not employ this strategy, some see amazing results, some don't. So try it. And here's the deal. 15 minutes a day on the project that matters most to you, every day, 7 days a week, before you check your email, before you check your email, 15 minutes a day on the projects that matter most to you. It's amazing how much you can get done in 15 minutes. It doesn't feel like that much time, but it's shocking how much you can actually get done. And then especially every day, for a week, a month, a year, 6 years. It's incredible. And, intellectually it sort of makes sense. We could go like, oh yeah, I guess if I practiced guitar for 15 minutes a day, I'd get better. If I did yoga, I'd get stronger or something. But then we feel like, oh, that wouldn't work for me.
Right, it works for everybody else, but not me.
For me.
Yeah.
Right. But it's amazing how well it can work.
Well, so wait, in these 15 minutes, what exactly are you supposed to be doing? Can it be anything? Can it be visualizing it? Can it be, what are some of the things you can do?
The first thing I would do, actually, is make a list of 15-minute tasks.
Okay.
Because some days you're going to wake up and be like, I am so bad. I am calling that literary agent. I'm following up on that opportunity. I'm going to enter that poetry contest because that's how awesome I am today. And other days,
I love those days.
Right?
Those days are awesome.
Those days are great.
But those days aren't. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I'm not so awesome today.
And on those days, you're going to want some activities that you can just daydream for 15 minutes or stare at a blank piece of paper. That's 15 minutes of boredom is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Give yourself that space and time. And here's the thing I really notice, and I know you've had this happen a million times in your life. When you spend that 15 minutes every day, you've set an intention, you've moved your feet, and it's like the universe comes rushing at you. You start to see these that's when I get these emails and phone calls from people going like, Sam, you won't believe it. I was sure it wouldn't work for me, but I was doing my 15 minutes a day, and then I'm in line at the dry cleaners, and the person next to me, her brother lives at the,
Yeah, and it just works out. My favorite thing to teach people is spirit really meets us at a point of action. We can't just sit there and like have vision boards and daydream about it. Like we have to get the action into it. And I love that this is like building that muscle of 15 minutes.
Exactly.
But I just want to back up for just a second, because what if people out there are saying, well, I don't really have anything I'm creative about or passionate about. I'm just a big procrastinator.
Yeah, that's two things. First of all, let's make sure that we're talking actually about creative genius, because everyone's a creative genius. Not everyone's artistic, in the same way that not everybody's musical, but everybody's a creative genius. There's something that you do so naturally and so effortlessly, you don't even notice that you do it. And it's the thing probably people are always coming up to you going like, oh my gosh, you're so great at throwing parties, or you're so great at talking to kids, or you're so great
at working a room, or setting a table, or
Exactly, and you think, whatever, isn't everybody great at that? No, they're not. So looking at that place of desire and passion, those things that you really want to do, and that alone can be hard. I mean, I think this is sometimes where people get that like, oh, I don't have anything I'm passionate about. They do, they've just kind of squelched it. So your 15-minute-a-day project can be finding what I'm passionate about.
That's a great project.
That's a great project.
Don't procrastinate finding what you're passionate about. I love that.
And play around. So, for 15 minutes you're singing, and for another 15 minutes you're doodling, and for another 15 minutes you're...
An informational interview, or
looking into podcasting. I don't know, whatever turns you on.
Yeah. But what I love is it's just starting a practice of making yourself a priority. Because sometimes I feel like we procrastinate, and I'd love you to talk about more about why we procrastinate. Because there's always a payoff in it, even though we think there isn't, right? And when we don't put the time and energy into those things that matter most, I find that we just that reinforces procrastination even more, because unconsciously we're telling ourselves we don't matter.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And, on the whole, it's a good thing. We're tribal animals. We know we cannot survive alone. As much as we may wish that everybody would just go away sometimes,
or certain people.
Or certain people sometimes. But we know that we can't survive alone.
Yeah.
So we're very attuned to the group and to what people want from us. And we're generally great about getting everything done for everybody else. So to put yourself on the list, and to put yourself first on the list, and again, only for 15 minutes. I'm not saying quit your job and move to France, although maybe. But, taking that time just for you, it really lights a person up inside.
Yeah.
I mean, it really gives you that sort of buoyancy all day of it's like when you go to the gym and you're like, I would do...
If only that was only 15 minutes.
Right?
Actually, I like going to the gym. So this book is full of more than just spend 15 minutes. You got full of tips, and what are some of your favorite exercises, tips that people can start to digest today?
Yeah, there's a lot of great worksheets and strategies, because here's the thing, what we're talking about is there's not one specific pathway and everybody should just do things my way. You've got to figure out what your way is. So that's really the ticket to the book. Here's one really easy trick that helps with that emotional paralyzation, because sometimes it's finding the time, but sometimes it's moving past that fear and anxiety.
Fear, and the unknown and the uncertainty,
Okay, so here's my little trick. Think of something that really paralyzes you. You think, well, I would do that, but what if somebody said it was da-da-da-da?
Yeah, or I got rejected or made fun of, or...
Right, or somebody thought I was this way or that way. So think of what that word is for you. For me, if somebody said, oh, Sam, your work is so dull, that would really hurt my feelings. Right, so really think of the one for you that would really hurt your feelings, and then add the word sometimes. My work is so dull sometimes. My work is so dull sometimes. My work is so dull sometimes. Even I find my work dull sometimes. Right? And now all of a sudden I'm not afraid of that word anymore. It also works for compliments. Because sometimes we're afraid that something we do might really succeed. And then we've got the pressure of that. So for somebody to say, oh my gosh, Christine, you were so beautiful and so inspiring. And you can say,
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm not.
Right. Sometimes you're not, but sometimes, a lot of the time, most of the time, you are.
Yeah.
So to just add that one little word, sometimes.
That's such a freeing word, because always and never, oh my gosh, those are paralyzing words.
And here's the thing, that the truth is relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, when you have that feeling of like, my work is beautiful and inspiring sometimes. Oh. And that place of truth and relaxation, great art, great projects, great work comes out of truth and relaxation. Lies and squenched upness, not so much.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to force it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, another thing that you have in here that I love, because this is an excuse I hear a lot for people that really want to take steps towards what they love or do something that they really want to do. I can't afford it.
I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have the money.
Right.
No one has the money. No one has the money until they need the money, right? So what I recommend, and I know again for creative people this can get a little touchy, but what I want you to do is make a budget. Write it down. I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. How much is it?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many clients and students I say, how much is it? And they go, oh, well, I don't really like. Okay, so let's do a little research and see how much, whatever it is, renting the boat or buying the camera or whatever it is. And then, and really do it, Noholdsbarred, like as if you had all the money in the world, what's the budget for that?
Yeah.
And then you can really start to see, oh, actually it's not as expensive as I thought it was. Or, oh, if I move this money from here to there, I really could do that. Or, wow, my budget's $5,000, I have $500. Where could I get $4,500? And the brain is so good at finding what we're looking for. When you're saying to yourself, where can I find $4,500? Often $4,500 shows up. When you're walking around saying, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, more things you think you can't afford show up.
Yep, it's so true.
Right?
It's so true. And I think it's such a cop-out. Because the one thing we do have dominion over is what we can generate in our life. I mean, you could probably go into your closet today and find $1,000 just with things that you could sell or put on eBay or whatever it may be, or Starbucks trips, take less of them or whatever it is.
Exactly.
So when you're saying I can't afford it, it's like, what are you really saying?
Exactly. And I think there's something about writing down numbers that really gets the attention of our inner selves.
Yeah.
Our inner self is sort of used to us like, la, 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 I can't afford it. But you start writing down numbers like a budget and your inner self is like, oh.
Right.
Oh, she's serious.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're really doing this. Attention, everyone.
Yeah.
And then you can also start getting creative. I mean, you can look at that list and go, okay, so maybe I can't buy that camera, but you know what? I think Dave has one that I could borrow. Or, you can start finding creative solutions once you know what it is you're trying to solve.
Yeah.
The other thing that kind of goes hand in hand, the big cop-out, is I'm not ready. I'm not ready. It's not the right time. I'm not ready. No one in the history of time has ever woken up in the morning and said,
I'm ready. Yeah.
I'm ready. I feel confident and I've got the money in the bank. Like, it's never happened.
Yeah, and I'm sure everything's going to work out the way I want.
That's right.
Yeah.
Today's the day.
Yeah.
No one ever feels that way. So quit waiting for it. Quit waiting to feel ready. That feeling of unreadiness, if you were ready, it would probably be too late.
I always say, Sam, I'm sure you can relate to this. If I waited until I was sure and ready and not scared and totally confident, I wouldn't leave the house.
No.
Like, I wouldn't do 99% of what I do.
No.
Because the things that I am sure are just kind of the going through the motions things, not the things that really feed my soul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So so we procrastinate the things that we love, the things that do feed our soul, our creative genius. But what about the stuff like just getting our taxes done or cleaning out that garage? Like, how do people get momentum on this stuff that's like, that's not my genius?
See, and this is really important. I'm so glad you asked me this. No one ever asked me this. I'm so glad you did.
Because my creative genius is asking questions.
See, because as important as it is to tap into where your desire is, it's also important to recognize where your desire isn't.
Okay.
So to be able to go, wow, that thing's really important. It really needs to get done, and I really don't want to do it. So now you can start going, okay, what strategies can I use? Can I get an accountability buddy? Can I hire a coach? Can I delegate this? Can I put 15 minutes a day towards it? Can I promise myself a really big special prize if I get it done? Talk to yourself like you would sort of a recalcitrant 9-year-old, and
That was a really big word, Sam.
recalcitrant?
Yeah.
Reluctant 9-year-old.
I'm sure everybody knew what it meant, but I was just like, wow, that's a big word.
I love big words. I love all words. So really do that negotiation with yourself and really be straight with yourself about the stuff you just don't want to do, because that should word.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a killer.
That is a killer. Okay, so this next question blows my mind because I'm a total nerd if I got anything below an A, like even a B+, it was, drama, end of the world. My parents had to console me for weeks. You say it's okay to get a C. What?
Yeah. This is one of my, if you've got anxiety about getting your work out there, or even getting started on something, get a C. C is the grade that you get for showing up and doing the work. And not doing the work better than everybody else, and not doing extra credit work, and not doing anything fluffy or fancy. Just show up, do the work. Here's why this works. I know, I can feel Christine and everybody else, all the little apple polishers out there are breaking out into hives.
The perfectionists are like, what?
Exactly. But here's why this can work, is first of all, your version of a C is pretty much everybody else's version of an A. Right? Second of all, if you get it out there and it really does need to be made more perfect, then you'll make it more perfect, because that's how you roll, If you get it out there, my first book I self-published, and I found out afterwards, like, the table of contents was all screwed up, there was an audio, there's this big hole in the middle of the audio, I was like mortified. But then so I redid it, I fixed it, and I sent it out to everybody who'd bought it, like, here it is, version 2.0.
Yeah.
Director's cut.
Right. Upgraded.
Upgraded. Nobody minded, nobody noticed.
Yeah.
It was fine. What was important was to get it out there to begin with and see if anybody was even interested in it.
Right. Well, I think perfectionism really is the cousin to procrastination, because not only does fear stop us, but the I have to be perfect is a big excuse and a big roadblock. Hugely paralyzing. Yeah. And it's so tricky too, because perfectionism almost sounds like a virtue. Like, oh, well, I would do it, except for my damn high standards. Like, there's something about how special you are that you want things to be so perfect. Yeah. And to recognize that, we're not really looking for perfectionism in the world. We don't always eat the perfect food or read the perfect books or love the perfect movies or love the perfect people. And sometimes it's the imperfections of things that really speak to us. Yep.
So, and finally, you are not the best judge of your work.
That's key. You are not the best judge of your work.
Yeah.
But you're the most critical judge of your work.
Oh my gosh. And I'll guarantee you too, the thing that you put out in the world that gets you the most attention and that people get most enthusiastic about will not be your favorite thing.
Yeah.
It'll be the thing that you're like, really? That?
Yep.
Right? I've done all this work and that's the thing you people love?
Yep.
Like.
No, I totally I had this experience recently where, a lot of times I'll really think about my Facebook posts and things I want to put out there and, really inspire and enlighten. And one day I just did a complaining vulnerability thing and it blew up. And I'm like, really? Like, that's hysterical. But, it doesn't surprise me.
My biggest Facebook post ever, can't talk, grilled cheese, very busy. Boom!
Everybody loves grilled cheese.
Everybody loves grilled cheese.
Yeah. Well, this is awesome information. Everybody go and get the book. Get it done. Get it done. And you have a little gift people can get if they do a fancy texting thing, right?
I do. So get it your cell phone, and if you text 96,000, if you text the word Get It Done Book, all one word, Get It Done Book, to 96,000, you will get a free PDF that I wrote called 365 Reasons to Write. So it's a big PDF of all these inspirations. And it's not just for writers, it's for anybody. And that'll also get you on my mailing list, and I'll send you all kinds of poems and articles and freebies. It'll be fun.
Yeah, she's a great mailing list. Sam is really funny, if you haven't noticed. And she makes creativity and getting things done and stopping procrastinating actually something very enlivening. Yeah,
it's fun.
So before you leave today, what's your creative genius?
I think my creative genius has to do with words and the truth. And a certain ability to tell the truth about things in a way that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings.
That is good creative genius.
That's fun.
Might have to have you back to talk a little more about that.
I'd love to.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for writing this book and helping us get unstuck in just 15 minutes a day. So again, get it done. Go get your copy now. And this is awesome information. I'm going to use this because there's something that has been on my mind that I really would love to get done and put out there. And I'm going to do 15 minutes a day because I noticed when I dedicated 15 minutes a day to my spiritual practice, and it was like I always did it. It shifted everything for me.
Same thing. That's what I use my 15 minutes a day for, is my prayer and meditation practice, and it turned my life around.
Yep. 15 minutes. Thank you so much.
You bet.